Moving on now to University of Memphis, we welcome new head coach Mike Norvell. The Tigers begin their 2016 season Saturday against Southeast Missouri State at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. The start time for that game will be 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. The game will be available on ESPN3. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call this morning, and first, welcome to your debut with on our teleconference. Please tell us how your preseason preparations have gone as you get ready for the opener against Southeast Missouri State, please.
Well, I definitely appreciate you guys having me on, and it's been a really good camp. Obviously, coming into a first year, everything's been, trying to really establish our identity of what this football team, the 2016 Tiger team's going to look like. With anytime you have new faces and new coaches, that process is one that there's a lot of anxiety from the players, not knowing exactly what's coming up next throughout camp. But I think that our guys have handled it extremely well. We've had a great camp in the aspect of really being able to build on our team unity. We've spent a lot of time with focusing on the relationships and just trying to develop that trust, whether it's coach to player, player to player, and we're excited about where we're going. It's about time to play a game, and we've done enough against each other, so we're really excited about Saturday night getting a chance to kick it off.
We'll take questions for Coach Norvell, please. Star 1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
We'll go to Daniel Uthman with USA Today.
Mike, how are you?
Doing well.
Hey, as you enter your first game with Memphis, what's something this week that you would be really pleased to find with your team on the field, and what's something, if you see it, you would be concerned?
One of the things we're focused on is we want to play a clean football game. And when I say clean football game, really we've had a big emphasis on our discipline, penalties. We understand the first game, that's something that usually shows up. We try to be penalty free or as clean as we could possibly be, and then really a major focus on taking care of the football, and that's on both sides. We want to attack the ball defensively, offensively. Don't want to put the ball in jeopardy. Because that's the things that if we can go out there and try to play fast and play the game smart with the way that we're playing, and not put the ball in jeopardy, and be able to possibly be able to create a couple takeaways. That was something that really pleased me, and knowing that the things we've emphasized are carrying over into the season. And then things that would be concerning is if we go out there and do a lot of those things, and also just a lack of focus. A lot of these players are going to be out there and have their first time under the lights, and so we want to see them go out there and play their game. Don't get caught up too much in the moment and trying to do more than what than what your job's calling you to do. Just go out there and execute the plan, and play within yourself. And so those are things that we're really looking for. Here in week one, we know special teams is going to be a big factor. Here early in the season, and so we've put a huge emphasis on that throughout this fall camp. So looking for that to be a strength for us.
Okay, we'll go on to Dan Tortora with WakeUpCallDT.com.
Good afternoon, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. To come through this first fall for you, just some of the big takeaways you had as far as what you're trying to implement as a coach, not just in game planning, but in the culture and the environment that you're trying to create at Memphis.
That's been probably the most enjoyable thing. Being able to come in and from our very first meeting, I talked about what I want our team to look like and our program to look like. And we've spent a lot of time on that, on the culture and the relationships that we have. I tell you, our guys, they've seen the last couple of years here in Memphis have been very successful, and we've seen a lot of success out there on the football field. But we've not necessarily achieved all the goals and dreams that were in place. And so we tried to focus on what are the small things that we can do to continue to enhance our program, to continue to help our program take the next step to where we want to go, and a lot of those things have been focused, off the field. We've had I'll tell you, I was really pleased with, this spring. We had one of the top GPAs in our football team history. This summer that carried over, with another great summer session, and just the way that our guys are handling themselves, away from the football field has been something that we've put a big emphasis on, and I think we're seeing the growth from that just in the overall relationships we have as a team, building the trust with a new coaching staff coming in, seeing that it's not just about the X's and O's, but really trying to develop these young men to be successful citizens, to be successful in whatever area of study they're going to have academically, so they know that they are set for their future. And it's been fun. I'll tell you, the guys have done a great job, transitioning, and then I think that shows up, that really shows up there on the practice field when you're able to go out there and, we coach our guys fast, we coach them hard, and but being able to develop that trust that we're in this for them and for their success, that's been something that's been a real pleasure to see.
And Mike, in bridging the gap, going from the success of the last two seasons and then not having that head coach there, you coming in, how did you kind of speak with the team on how you're going to build off of the success and move forward, even though you weren't there last year?
Really, it takes time, and I told the guys that, I laid out a plan and a vision for where I want to see us go, and but like I told them, I wasn't really expecting them to just blindly trust me. All I wanted was an opportunity to show that I was going to be trustworthy, and so it took time, and like I tell the guys on the team, we're an action-based leadership organization. So, I have to be the greatest example of what I want our team to look like. And so every day, myself, our coaching staff, the leaders on this team, we've got to go out there and not just spend a whole lot of time talking about what we're going to do. We've got to bring it every day and really focus on that day being the best that we can possibly be. And if individually we can do that, then collectively as a team we have a chance to do something pretty special.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
We'll go to Brian Moss with TigerSportsReport.com.
Hey, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Brian. How are you?
Not too bad. What has impressed you most with your team from the first time you got here till now that it's game week? What's something that you've seen in your team that's impressed you?
I love the mentality. I think our guys, they're hungry. With the success that has been had, there's a sense of expectation. There's a sense of what's required to be able to achieve that success. But we also have a football team where there's a lot of question marks. And you lose a first-round draft pick quarterback. A couple of really good receivers. With one of the top tight ends in school history. Defensively, there was some question marks. We had a young defense last year, and I know there's a lot of questions about where our defense is going to be and the growth that they're going to have. And so there's not a whole lot of people talking about the individuals on our team. We're only returning two all-conference players, and that's our kicker and our punter. And so I think we got a team that's really trying to go out there and make their mark. And so they've been hungry ever since I've got here, and wanting that opportunity, doing what it takes to prepare themselves, and now we just need to go out there and do it under the lights. And so that's been one of the things that's probably stood out the most, is just the guys' drive to want to be successful, and I've been pleased with what I've seen.
And your running back situation, you have 3 or 4 guys that you can throw out there. Could you talk about your running back situation and who we expect to see this Saturday night?
Yeah, I think our running back group is probably one of our deepest units. We have it's going to be kind of headlined by Dorland Dorcius. He was a major contributor last year. Was over 600 yards rushing. Has good hands out of the backfield. A guy that we think can do a lot of different things. And And then we've, Sam Kraft is another guy that, here around the Tiger program the last 3 years has been a consistent face that's been out there on the field. We're gonna utilize Sam in a lot of different ways. He's a explosive runner, but a guy that also catches the ball well, and being able to get him in the quality matchups. And then we've added a kind of a trio of newcomers that we're excited about. We think Darrell Henderson, he's a true freshman from South Panola, is a explosive back, a guy that was here this last spring. So we've been able to see him in a lot of different ways, and kind of what his skill set is. We think he's a guy that has a big time future in front of him. A hard worker and really smart young man. And then Tony Pollard is going to be a redshirt freshman for us, and Tony's a guy that's also very versatile, much like Sam, and what he can do, and the way we can get him matched up. And then the other true freshman is Patrick Taylor, and he was a young man that was committed to a Pac-12 program for most of last year, and there before signing day decided to bring his talents here to Memphis, and he's a big back, a guy that's 225 pounds that we think can definitely help us here this year. So I think we got a good stable of backs to be able to work with, and guys can be really successful for us.
I appreciate it, and enjoy the game.
Thanks, sir.
And we get one more in for Coach Norvell, please.
We'll go to Trent Singer with Southeast Missourian.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing well. Just kind of one question for you. I mean, just tell me a little bit about your opponent, kind of what you've seen from SEMO, and then what do you like about kind of what they've got going on?
I think SEMO, when you look at them, they're one of the more experienced teams, in college football coming back. I think offensively they returned 8 starters, defensively, 7 to 8, but they're actually getting a couple guys that were out from last season that didn't get to play much due to injury. They're getting those guys back. So it's a group that's definitely, it's not going to be their first time, jumping out on the big stage, and they play well together. They're going to have a new quarterback. Last year their quarterback was the freshman player of the year in their conference, and he actually got beat out by a junior college quarterback that's coming in to be able to play for them. They had a 1,000-yard back that they're moving out to receiver, and because of a couple of additions and transfers that have come in. So even though it's a very experienced group, we know there's going to be some new faces, and definitely a quality opponent that is multiple on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be a great game, and we're looking forward to being able to kick it off here Saturday.